It's 18 days already. 108 days. 18 days of 100 days. We're going slowly but surely, we're moving. And today I would be showing you how you can create Python variables, how you can use global variables, local variables in your functions, classes, etc. So let's begin. Python variables. Welcome to day 18 of Python programming. Today we'll be talking about variables. I spoke about variables all the time. Like I'm creating a variable, I'm adding a variable, this is a variable. What is a variable? A variable is a variable are used to store data that can be referenced or manipulated in a program. Unlike some programming language, Python does not require you to declare the type of variable. The type is inferred automatically when you assign a value to a variable. So a variable is a name that is given to a memory location that stores a data. The data in the variable can change throughout the program. Think of it like a box that holds value that you can update, you can change what is inside the box at any given time. So let me show you how you can create a variable. I want to create a variable name. So I just put name equals to, because name would be a string and the name is for me. My name is for me, so why not? And so this is a variable. That is it. This is a variable. So now if I want to print out the variable, I would have print name. And when I run this, we see for me. So this is assigning values to variables and then printing out the result. You can assign anything to the variable. I've assigned a string. I can also assign an integer. So age is 12, that is an integer. I can assign a float. So height is 5.5. This is a float. And then I can assign also a boolean. There's a video about boolean. I believe that is day 8. So check it out if you want to learn about Python boolean. So a student, I'll write that as true. And I can print out age and then print height and then print a student. And if I run this, we have everything. So we can create string, integer, float, and boolean as variables. So then there's one thing you should know, and that is the naming rules of variables, because you don't want to have invalid variable name. So examples of like variable names that you can use. For example, you can use your variable name. They can contain letters, they can contain numbers, they can contain underscore, but you cannot start your variable name with a number. And your variable names are case sensitive. So if there are places where you use first name like this, like the first is a small letter, and there are other places where you use first name in capital letter, there are two different things. And you also have to avoid Python keywords. There are some keywords in Python that you cannot use as variables. For example, we have for that we use in for loop. We have if, we have else that we use in conditional statements. We have while, we have return, we have try, we have pass, we have break. You cannot use those things as variable names. So examples of such invalid variable names, we have, you see, we have a letter, no, a number at the beginning of the variable name. It is wrong. You cannot use an hyphen. Instead, you use underscores. And you cannot use for, because for is a keyword and that cannot be your variable name. So you see, we get an error. We get a syntax error with the first one, Alice. Then if I remove this, you see we'll get a syntax error with, because we can't use an hyphen. See, hyphens are not allowed. And then if I remove this, so you can see the error for the for loop. For is a keyword. You can't use that. And then the step 4 is to you can change the value of a variable. The value of a variable, they are dynamic in Python. So that means you can change their value or even assign a new type to them. So let me show you an example. So let's say for example we have x equals to 10, and then I want to print the variable x. Say it prints out 10, and then I can assign something completely different to x. See, x now is a string, which is hello, and then I want to print x. And when we run this, you see we have 10 and we have hello. So they are dynamic. We can change their value or even assign like a new type to them. Step 5 that we'll talk about is multiple assignments, that we can assign values to multiple variables. So let me show you. Imagine I want to create 3 variables, A, B, and C, and I want my A to be 5, my B to be 10, and my C to be 15. So it's just like what I did here, that I have name for me, age, 12, and this. I can assign them. If I don't want to like write them out like this, I can assign all of them on the same line. And see, when I run this, we have 5, 10, and 15. If I want to print A and I run it, you see 5. If I want to print C, so we have 3 variables, and this is the values that are assigned to them respectively. You can assign multiple variables, multiple values, or you can assign the same values to multiple variables. So see, if I say x is equal to y and y is equal to z and z is equal to 0 or 100, so that means everything here is equal to 100. If I want to print just x, that is 100, or y and z, that is 100. Another thing you have to take note of is global and local variable. Local variable are what is declared inside a function, and you can only access that within that function. Why global variable? You declare it outside the function, and you can use it anywhere else you like. So you see, this is a global variable. It is outside, not inside. Outside the function, not inside. And then we want to print out x. We want to access the global variable, and then we call the function. There will be a video about the importance of calling a function. So see, we can access x inside the function because it is declared outside. But what if you now declare inside the function? You cannot use it anywhere else. See, this is your y equals to 10. It is declared inside the function, so you can print it out. But if outside, I just want to print y. Oh, see, this was the y that we used there. That's how we got 100. But let me change this to w, and let's see if we'll be able to print out w. If I run this, w is not defined because it is a local variable. We cannot use it anywhere else. But if it is inside the function, let me comment this one out. Remember, like we said in our comments video, you see now I'm debugging, kind of debugging, and then you can comment out part of your code to enable you to debug. See, printing it inside the function, you get 10 with no error at all. But then printing it outside your function, you then get an error because it is a local variable and not a global variable. So summary is that variables are names that are used to store data that can be used throughout your program, and you can change the values, you can check the data type, you can assign multiple variables at once. And then the key takeaway is that you can create a variable using the equal to sign, and there's dynamic typing that Python automatically infers the type of the variable. And we also spoke about global and local variable. And do not forget the naming the valid and the invalid name for variables. That is it for this video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And as always, the link to the Jupyter Notebook is in the description, so check it out and let me know what you think of our video so far. We're going! Thank you. Bye for now.